Happy Tuesday. Happy NaNoWriMo day 9 from me and the back side of my cat. It's actually 3 in the afternoon, but I'm gonna be over on, I just realized I'm not wearing my necklace. I'm gonna be over on Jesse Elliott's channel tonight for writing sprints at 8 p.m. Eastern, which is 6 o'clock for me. So I haven't been writing earlier today because I know I'm gonna be doing that for 2 hours tonight. So I'm kind of saving the writing till tonight. I am trying to wrap up a proofread client today, editing some videos. I got a nice workout in this morning, and that's pretty much it. I do think I'm gonna sit down and try and plan what I'm gonna write tonight so my sprints are more successful, you know? So we'll do that in a little bit, but that's really the plan. So this vlog is probably going up later than the other ones have because I'm not gonna have anything to update you on writing wise until tonight. So this will probably go up the next day instead of this afternoon the way they've usually been going up. I've been just like jamming around to the playlist for the book that I'm writing. If you want to listen to it, it's on Spotify. I'll link it down below. They're like not at all songs that you like jam to, but I've been like belting them out and like jamming to these slow songs. It's so weird. If you've listened to the other playlist for the first 2 books, I'd be curious to hear what you think of this 3rd one. I think it's a totally different vibe, but I'm really into it. So anyways, my newsletter went out this morning also. So if you're subscribed and you didn't see it, double check promotions, spam, all that kind of stuff. It had a surprise in it. And I guess because I'm not expecting to have much content for today until tonight, we'll sit here and I will answer some questions. Also, yeah, thank you guys so much for being so nice on yesterday's vlog. I just want to let you know that I really appreciate you. Made my day, made me smile. I appreciated it. Let me see if there were any questions. Why are you sitting like that? Do you have any post-COVID travel plans? Kind of. Nothing like actually set in stone. I keep telling Paige I'm gonna go visit her. She's in South Carolina. So I'll definitely do that at some point. And I'm also planning on taking a trip up to Portland, Oregon with my mom. I think we're probably gonna do that like after the holidays and stuff though. I haven't been out of the country since college, so I would love to do something like that. But again, that would need way more planning in advance. How do you feel about doing the marketing for your books? I think about self-publishing, but I'm terrible with promoting my work. Well, the fact of the matter is if you want to be an author, traditional or self-published, you're gonna have to market it no matter what. I think that's kind of a misconception that if you're traditionally published, you don't have to do that. Unless you're very, very lucky and you're one of the prize few that gets the big marketing bucks from the publishers, you're still gonna be doing it. So yeah, it's definitely not something that I liked doing at first, and it was not something I was good at doing at first, but it's something I feel like you start to get better at over time and you start to get more comfortable with over time. I definitely think I'm better at it now than I used to be, and I'm definitely more comfortable with it than I used to be. And if you flip your perspective, instead of it being like something that you have to do, it actually can be quite fun. I've really enjoyed that side of it actually more than I was expecting to. I actually find myself feeling the most creative when I'm trying to figure out ways to market my books. Yeah, I've actually enjoyed that side of it a lot more than I was expecting to. Oh, this is interesting. What was your favorite class in college, and what class do you think every creative writing / English major student should take? I'm trying to remember what classes I took. My senior year, I really loved my advanced grammar and style class, but that's obviously because of what I do now, and I love grammar. I also really enjoyed my senior seminar class just because at that point it was all seniors obviously in the creative writing major, and it was like a workshop. It just felt very supportive, and at that point we'd all been, I was in a small program, so we'd all been in classes together for 4 years, and at this point we got to like see everybody's growth, and it was just like a very supportive class of everyone trying to help each other improve their work. It was just like a writing group. So I really enjoyed that. I feel like the later classes that you get into in college are always more enjoyable than the introduction ones. I took a yoga class my sophomore year, first thing in the morning, so I would like start my day that way. I really enjoyed doing that. I'm trying to think if I took any other particularly enjoyable creative writing classes. I took one when I was abroad on adaptation storytelling, and so we would analyze a piece of written work that was then adapted for the screen, and so then half the time we were watching like movies and stuff and comparing them to source material and like what makes a good adaptation and all the things that go into that. So that was just very interesting because I had never taken like a screenwriting class or anything like that before, so it was kind of like that, and just kind of discussing what books make good source material for adaptations and just like things like that. So that was really interesting. As far as what class every creative writing major should take, I mean, every school has different requirements, but I definitely found the workshops to be the most helpful, not even because of the feedback that I got on my pieces, but now that I'm an editor specifically, that practice over those 4 years of giving feedback consistently to other people, I feel like I got a lot better at being able to spot issues in writing from doing that. So I do think you learn even more in workshop classes from giving feedback than getting feedback. I think that helps you hone really valuable skills. I'm sure I'll think of something later, but I honestly am just like sitting here, I can't think of any class I took in college. I took a lot of interesting sociology classes. I was a sociology minor. I took a criminology class, and that was probably one of my favorites. I really liked that. So someone was asking, they have the Kindle version of their book done and it's uploaded to KDP. I'm wondering how you send out ARCs. So every author I know has a different process for ARCs. I personally use BookFunnel. So you upload the book through BookFunnel and then you input the emails, and then it kind of takes care of that all for you. So and it also like watermarks the ARCs and stuff if you're worried about piracy. In the past, I have straight up emailed ARCs to readers before. You can send it directly to their Kindle. There's like a million different ways to do it. I would just do a little bit of research and decide which way you think sounds best for you. But yeah, it sounds like you were wondering if you can like do it through KDP. You're gonna have to do it outside of that on your own. You said you used the formatting app that KDP offers and it saved a weird file type. Is it a Mobi? You can use the free program Calibra to convert it to a different file type too if you need to. I used to use that, but I don't use that anymore. What did you use for the pie charts from your most recent main channel video? Also, what are some of your tracking tools that help you stay organized? I literally just Googled pie chart generator. And I just like put in the values and played around with the colors, and then took a screenshot. So nothing fancy at all. And then tracking tools that help me stay organized. Everyone always asks me organization questions as if I'm good at it, and I promise I look like I have my stuff together more in these vlogs than I actually do. I'm not that organized. I have a notebook and I write a to-do list every day, and then I use Google Sheets to make like spreadsheets. That's how I keep track of like my editing client calendar and my expenses and my income and like all of, I have a spreadsheet for everything in my life, so I guess I'm a little organized with that. I have a spreadsheet for book sales, I have a spreadsheet for income, I have a spreadsheet for the units of book sales, not the money, and then I have a million different spreadsheets. That's how I stay organized, I guess. And then when I'm tracking writing word count, if you're talking about like NaNoWriMo, I use the free website Pacemaker Planner. You can pay, but I use the free version. I think the free version is perfectly acceptable. But those are really the only things I use. I don't really have any like tools that I can think of off the top of my head. What's your earliest memory of writing? I don't know if I have an earliest memory. I remember in first grade writing a book on like printer paper and like illustrating it. My teacher folded it up and stapled it for me so it looked like a book, and then she let me sit in the chair in front of class and like read it out loud like it was a book. So that's a particularly memorable moment for me, but I'm sure there was like earlier stuff. Do you have any safeguards in place, like a cancellation policy for people that reschedule / cancel on you last second? They're asking about my editing clients. So yeah, in order to even get on my calendar, you have to pay a deposit, and it's non-refundable. So if someone cancels on me last minute, they lose that deposit, and that deposit is 25% of whatever the sum of their order would have been. So for some people it's like $75. For some people it's like a $300 deposit. So if you just like ghost me or cancel the day of, you're out $300. So that's kind of hopefully discouraging people from doing that. And then I have a policy that if you need to reschedule, as long as you tell me a month in advance, there's no penalty, I'll reschedule you. It just depends on like what availability I have left. So I might have to reschedule you like 6 months later if I'm super booked up, and then the deposit just transfers over to the new date. But if you don't give me any notice and you want to reschedule, you'll have to pay a second deposit in order to get the date. So that's what I have in place to try and discourage people from canceling or rescheduling last minute, because then I can't fill their spot if it's like the day of. That's the system that works for me. I think it's fair. But with like COVID and everything, I've tried to be lenient about it. Like sometimes people don't give me enough notice when they reschedule, but if I have a really full schedule anyway and it's not gonna like really negatively affect me, I'll just reschedule them without the penalty. But then also you have people who take advantage of that, and I reschedule them and then they still don't make the second deadline even though I didn't charge them a second time. So I don't know, I feel like I need to be stricter about my rules. My problem is I just like feel bad. I'm like, oh, now you're out like $300, now I feel bad. But also you didn't tell me until the day that our date started that you weren't gonna make it, so it's also kind of your own fault. I don't know. That's my technical policy. In the past I haven't been the best about sticking to it because I feel bad, but I'm trying to be better about being strict about that in the future so people don't take advantage. And then the last question is favorite recent TV or movie watches, also favorite book and TV ships. My anxiety has been like at an all-time high, and when for the past like year. So when that happens, I am incapable of watching anything new. I only rewatch shows I've already seen. I only rewatch movies I've already seen. So I haven't been watching anything new. I've just been rewatching the same things 100 times. And it's always the same shows too, so there's nothing interesting. I started rewatching The Vampire Diaries. I started rewatching The 100. I started rewatching Grey's Anatomy. And then I have whatever movies I have on in my DVD collection I like to rewatch. I did watch a horror movie on Halloween that I liked on Netflix called Blood Red Sky. It's like vampires in an airplane. I liked that. If you like horror movies, it's very gory though, so just know that. I really liked that one. I've been rewatching the Final Destination movies. I don't know why I'm like addicted to those movies. Favorite book and TV ships. We talked about this a little bit in the last vlog. Klaus and Caroline from The Vampire Diaries, Clark and Bellamy from The 100, Tessa and Will from The Infernal Devices, Mark and Lexi in Grey's Anatomy. That's all I can think of off the top of my head. I would be curious to know your guys' too if you want to comment them down below. So yeah, I'm gonna get back to work. I'm gonna try and wrap up this editing client proofread and then do some planning to get ready for the sprints tonight. I keep thinking like, oh, I have until 8 o'clock, and I have to keep reminding myself it's 6 o'clock for you, so we have less than 3 hours before that starts. Hopefully I'll see some of you guys tonight. I'll update you later. It's now 5:30, so we'll be going live in half an hour. I don't know what it is. I cannot wake up. I'm like yawning. I'm trying to wake myself up, but I am looking forward to this. I planned out quite a bit to write tonight, so I do feel ready to go, and I haven't gotten any writing done yet tonight, so I'm hoping this will help me knock out my word count for the day. Hello. It's a little after 8 o'clock. We just got off of the stream. We were on for about 2 hours, and word count wise it went very well. I added just over 3,000 words, so I am, where's the total? A little over 13,000 now. I say it like that though because even though I got like a ton of words, I don't know, I don't like love what I wrote. I've been struggling my way through this first act, and yeah, this chapter in particular, like as I was writing it, I was like, oh, I know I'm gonna have to revise this so much. Like it's this really important conversation where a ton of information is revealed and everything. I don't know, I'm still like tweaking it and figuring it out, and I don't love it. But and it's also very bare bones. I was like, there's like no character reactions in here, there's like nothing but the dialogue, but I was just like trying to get it out, so it's definitely gonna need a lot of revisions, but I'm glad that it's on the page. The good news is the other day I think I was telling you I was like outlining and stuff this first act, and then for today's sprint I was planning a lot, so I had stuff to write. So I do feel like I've gotten a really solid grasp on what needs to happen in Act 1. So although I feel like this section that I just wrote is a little bit rough, we're getting closer to the end of Act 1, and I'm really looking forward to getting into Act 2. This whole first act, I just feel like I've been like moving slow, and I just still haven't really hit my groove, and I haven't really gotten into a good momentum. And I've been looking forward to writing Act 2 of this book since I started book 2. Oh, I just like got tripped over those words. Like I've been saying for months, I'm so excited to write book 3 because of the second act. That's what I want to write for this book. I've known what was going to happen for a really long time. So right now I feel like I'm just kind of like slogging through Act 1 to get to Act 2. So part of me also feels like it's going to feel like that for the reader, like they're slogging through Act 1 and it's boring. So now I'm just like overthinking everything while I'm writing this, like, oh my god, this is boring. And like, so I don't know. I feel like for once the part of the book that's gonna need the most revisions in the future is Act 1. Usually it's Act 2. So I don't love Act 1 right now, but we're getting through it. We're just gonna get it on the page. We're not gonna overthink it and stop and try and revise or anything. We're just gonna keep moving forward, and I'm looking forward to getting to Act 2. I don't know, I'm gonna pull up my remaining, I have like a bulleted list of things I still need to write, scenes I need to write. I feel like I probably still have like 7 more chapters or 7 more scenes to write, and we're at 13,000 words. I feel like we're maybe 20 or 25,000 words is gonna be Act 1. We'll see though. It's taking everything in me not to jump ahead. Even now that I figured it out, I still just want to jump ahead, and that's why I'm like getting nervous. I'm like, if I even don't want to write this part, maybe people won't want to read it. Maybe it's really boring. Maybe but I don't know how else it would happen. I don't know. Like this is, I don't know. I feel like there's no other way that I could write the beginning of this book. I don't know. I'm making it sound worse than it is. I'm like looking at my bulleted list, and like a lot of really exciting things happen in this first act. I think I'm just like so looking forward to the second act that I'm like getting impatient. I'm like, I don't want to write this. I want to get to the other stuff. I'm like itching to tell you specifics because I think I know exactly why that is, but it would spoil book 2. So I can't tell you anything. Anyway, I'm like rambling. I want to go to bed. We're gonna end the vlog here. Actually, let me see if there were any more questions. I feel like this vlog's gonna actually be like super long. How's Nano going for you guys? How you doing? Do you have any questions for tomorrow? I'm like delirious. I don't know what's going on. Someone asked if I've tried the vegan cheese Violife. I have never tried that brand before. If it's someone's first time visiting Colorado, what do you think are the top things to do? I can hear my cat scratching in the litter box. I think that totally depends obviously on like what part of Colorado you're in, and then also what you like to do. If you're outdoorsy, there's all kinds of stuff to do. Skiing, hiking, red rocks. Maroon Bells is really pretty. Hanging Lake used to be a better hike, but now it's like gotten more popular and it's not as good as it used to be. Maxine, she doesn't even like go in to use the litter box, she just goes in to scratch it. If you're in downtown Denver, I really like the Larimer Square area. I used to work down there. I don't know. If anyone else is from Colorado, feel free to drop recommendations in the comments. That's gonna be the end of the video. I'll have links for stuff down below for all kinds of stuff. I'm partnering with 3 other authors right now. We're doing a swap. So if you want to check out their books, they write books similar to the Marionettes, and it would be great to just go check them out. Most of them are in Kindle Unlimited, and then most of them, there's 3 books. 2 of them are in Kindle Unlimited, and then 2 of them are on sale for 99 cents. They're all like urban fantasy, paranormal romance, like that kind of stuff. Check out their books. I'll have them linked down below. That's it. I'll see you tomorrow. Bye. No.